All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into something a little different, something kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely a unique one.
We're going to be looking at what Leonardo da Vinci's Twitter feed would look like, if he was on Twitter today.
It's pretty wild when you think about it, right? Like taking this Renaissance genius and dropping him into the world of, 280 character thoughts and hashtags and trending topics.
I know, it's just like this hilarious kind of clash of worlds. Like, can you even imagine da Vinci trying to explain the Vitruvian Man in a tweet?
Or, like going back and forth with someone in the comments about, the best way to apply a glaze or something.
Totally. But okay, so like obviously this is all hypothetical, right? We're playing with this idea based on, we found this prompt online where someone imagined what Da Vinci's tweets would be like.
Right. It was this really interesting creative prompt.
Yeah, so we're taking that and kind of running with it. But the thing is, even though it's like this funny what if scenario,
Mhm.
I feel like there's actually some real depth to explore here.
Oh, absolutely. I think it's a really fun way to kind of engage with Da Vinci's mind and his work in a way that we might not normally think about.
Exactly. Like, how would his curiosity, that is like endless curiosity that he was so famous for, how would that play out on Twitter?
Right. Would he be following all the science accounts, like tweeting about new discoveries in astronomy or physics, or would he be, more focused on the art world, debating techniques with other artists?
Or, like I could totally picture him live tweeting a SpaceX launch,
Right.
right? Like just geeking out over the technology and the engineering behind it.
Totally. Or even, like sharing progress pics of his latest
Hmm.
invention, like some sort of Renaissance maker.
Yeah.
He was so much more than just a painter.
Oh, for sure. I mean, everyone knows the Mona Lisa, right?
Hmm.
But he was like this incredible engineer, inventor, scientist.
Exactly. Like I can totally see a tweet from him where he's like dissecting a bird's wing, studying the anatomy and aerodynamics. And then you're like, oh, yeah, right? This guy was obsessed with flight.
Totally. Like he was centuries ahead of his time trying to figure out how to make humans fly.
Exactly. And it really makes you think, like if he was on Twitter today, would people even understand him? Like, would he find that community of people who could appreciate his genius, or would he be, kind of a lone voice?
That's such a good question. Like, on the one hand, he was this total innovator, pushing boundaries in every field he touched. But on the other hand, his ideas were so ahead of their time. It's like, would he find his people online?
Right. It's that tension between like being a lone genius versus wanting to connect with others who get it. It's something I think a lot of us can relate to even today.
Totally. And, I think that's one of the things that makes this whole idea of Da Vinci on Twitter so interesting. It's
Yeah.
not just about the funny tweets. It's about trying to understand him as a person.
Exactly. And to me, that's what makes history come alive, when we can start to see these figures as real people with their own passions and struggles and, even their sense of humor.
For sure. And I think if we really try to like put ourselves in Da Vinci's shoes and think like Leonardo, as they say, maybe we can learn something from his relentless curiosity and his drive to create it.
Definitely. So, as we kind of wrap up our deep dive here, I want to leave you with this question. What other figures from history would you love to see on social media? And what would their posts tell us about who they really were?
Think about it. See you next time.
See you then.